guys, in previous class we have learned how to write code, but we haven't yet write any code in our code blocks of software. So today we will learn how to write a code in our code blocks. So first code will be our that one. Write a program that prints hello world. Write a program that prints hello world. So let's see how to write a program. So everybody please open the code block software. First, we have to create a new empty file. So we will see options name file in the left corner of our code blocks, and in the new we'll see options empty file. Next, we have to save the file. Let's say I've named the file as hello. So after completing the saving, let's write the code. We all know we first have to write hash include studio.h. Now you can see. Yes. Everybody follow the code. We are writing a program that prints hello world. So first we have to write hash input stdio_h, then void main is our main function. In the function we will write commands. So here is command is printf hello world. So this is our command to display hello world in our console. What is console we know?
Black screen.
The black screen we can see in our code block software, that is called console. All the outputs which will be generated will be shown in the black screen. So everybody, did you write it?
Yes. Some black screen right also.
Anybody having any issues to write the program? Then we have to build and run. See, there is an option. This is called build and run. So if you press the option, the code will be built and run, and you will see the console in your code block software. If it's finished, we will go to the next program. to write integer or int main, then you have to write return. Return 0. Return 0. There will be a space between 0 and return. So next we will see how to write some sentence in separate lines. So if we want to write something in separate lines, what we have to do, we have learned in the previous class. But today we will see how to write. So please write this program in your console, in your code box. So we have to write name, university name and ID, but all will be in the separate lines. If we want to write in separate lines, we have to use /n. So here I am writing my name. Suppose name is ABC. Then we have to use /n. So then our next our line will be generated in this sentence in the printf function. So next we have to write in our ID. Write our ID. So suppose 1, 2, 3 is the ID. And next another line, another new line. There we will write the university name. And its IUS. So if we write a sentence in the printf function and we use /n in the middle of the sentence, then there will be a separate line after the after the /n. So now we have to build and run, and we'll see name in the separate line, ID in the separate line, university name is the separate line. All are printed in separate lines. Next, we will see next code. So, how to write a comments in our program? We all know about comments.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have to use simply double backward slash to generate a comment. We use comments basically for our description purpose. So if we want to use comment in our program, we have to just use double backward slash. It's for single line comment. Single line comments. And for multi lines, we have to use backward slash start and our comments, and then at the end of the comments we have to use start and again backward slash for multiple line comments. So let's try how to write it.
Sir, if you
For single line, use double backward slash and write something. Suppose I'm writing printing name ID university name. So code blocks will take it as comments. If you write something in your comments, it won't affect your program or affect your code. So you can write whatever you want in your comments. But for multiple lines, we have to use so we can see our code isn't affected. So if we write something in the comment section, there will be no change in our output section. Everybody clear?
Yes.
sir, program plan for run for কমেন্টে যাওয়ার পরে শুরু হবে না
So now we will see what is data type. Data is some kind of value. Data is some kind of value. In our C programming language, there are basically 4 data types. We'll see what are they.
Float, fraction, boolean.
Some of us know integer, float, character, and the last one is boolean. These are the full form of your data types. But in our C programming language, we write integer as int, float as float, no change in float. For character, we use char, and for boolean, we use bool. So there are 4 types of data types. So in the integer number, we store whole number. What is whole number? Like -1, -2, dot 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 1, 2, 3, dot dot. Whole number. No fraction values or nothing else. Only whole number can be stored here in our integer data type. In float data type, we can store fraction values. Fraction number or values, whatever we say. So what are the fraction values? Like 0.25, 0.01, 1.00 or 2.25, something like this. So in our float data types, we can store fraction numbers. Next, in the character data type, we can store alphabet or some syntax or special characters. So what are they? They are like A, B, C, and we can also store $sign, etc. We'll see them later. And the last is boolean. In the boolean type, we can only store 2 things, true or false. But we can't write true. If it's true, in the boolean data type there will be 0. Sorry, there will be 1. False. And if it's false, the value will be 0. So we can store only 1 or 0 in the boolean data type. In the boolean data type, if it's 1, then it's true, and if it's 0, then it's false. Everybody clear? 4 data types.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So now we will see how to assign these data types in our C programming. Everybody finish writing? Okay. Then I'm easy. These are the data and data types, but we have to store these data in something. We store data in our variable. So what is a variable? It stores some kind of data. So other way we can say storage, where we store some data. this is called variable. Variable is a storage where we store our data. So in our C programming language, in the code box, we have to declare variables and then we have to assign our values or data in these variables. So first we have to write what is the data type. So if we want to declare a variable in our program, if we want to declare integer type, so we have to first write int. This is the data type, and then we have to write the name of the variable. Let's write, for example, my name. Here I am writing my name. My name is a variable name. You can write whatever you want. And next, we have to assign the value. Now we can see it's integer type. So we can store only the whole number. So whole number is like maybe 15. I'm storing at 15. So first the rules is you have to write the name of data type, then write the name of variable, and last the value. By writing like this, we can assign a variable.
আমি কোডটা রান করব আমার 15 দেখাতে না
না এখনো দেখাবো না, এটা পরে আসছে। দেখার জন্য আমাদের আরেকটা হয়ে আছে, এটা আমরা দেখি। So everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
There is an alternative way. There are multiple alternative way to declare variable. Let's, if we want to declare multiple variable, suppose I want to declare two variables named A and B. I can write like this: A equal to, for example, 10, int B is equal to, for example, 5. Also, I can write like this: I am first initializing the name of the variable. A and B is the variable. Suppose I am writing, I have to first initialize the variable. Suppose I am writing two variables A and B. First, I initialize the name of the variable. Then I have to assign the value. Let's take 10 as a S value and then B as 5. So I can also declare variable like this, like this. Also I can assign the value by separating them in commas. Like A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. I also can assign them like this. So there are multiple ways to declare and assigning variable. So everybody, please. Now we know how to declare and assigning a value. Next we will see how to print a variable in our console, or how to display a variable. Display a variable. So as our data types are 4 types of data, so we have different type of format specifier. We call them format specifier. So for showing integer, I'm writing as int. For showing integer, we have to write in our printf function %d, and after giving comma, we have to write the name of the variable. Suppose, for example, A. So if we want to see a variable in our console and which is integer type, we have to write %d, comma, and then the name of the variable. The double quotation will be between the first bracket and comma. If we want to see how to print float, then we have to write in the printf function %f, and after the double quotation and comma we have to write the name of the variable. For character, everything will be same, only the f will be replaced in C. So suppose the variable name is A1 or maybe my cat. Let's write the name of the variable is my cat. We know after every line we have to give semicolon. So here will be also a semicolon after the line, and the next is bool. Basically we display bool as integer number. So in the bool variable, when we declare some bool variable like a, we can only assign a value either 0 or 1. So if we want to see 0 or 1, we can simply use the printf %d as it's showing integer number. So for boolean number, we don't have to use any other specifier, we have to just use %d. So everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll see how to print or display a variable in our console. Let's see in the code box.
তিনটেই কি লিখছো স্যার?
হ্যাঁ, তিনটেই করে। Everybody can see the board or TV? Can you see the TV?
Yes.
So first declare a variable as integer. Let's name the variable as a and assigning the value a. After that float b. So if we want to declare or assigning a variable which is character type, we have to use first quotation between the value. So we have to use the first quotation here and also end of the character. Now let's write printf function. So first we want to see the variable a, as it is an integer type variable, so we have to write %d. Then we have to write b for float type.
একটু জুম করে দাও।
And next, for the character type %c, and our variable name is myCat. So after writing it, if we build and run, we can see, okay, we have to separate our lines, otherwise we can decide which is for variable. So use person /n for the separate lines. So now we can see our first one is A, which is 10. Next 1.2500, which is B, float type, and the next A is a character.
এরকম একটা কেন? এটা আমার আসছে। ও লাইন রিড করতে হবে।
We have to write and /n for separate line. Others we can indicate which is the integer type or float type or character type. So for printing integer, use %d, for float %f, for character %c. Let's try everybody. So now we know how to write a variable, declare a variable, and print a variable. Next we'll see we have seen the format specifier. Now we'll see how to write multiple variable in a single line, print multiple variable in a single line. So we have already seen the alternative way of declaring variables. So that is the other way. First, initialize the variable name and then assigning the value in two line or single line. So let's try the code. Guys, try to print the variable in a single line. We have to use two specifier for two variable, and the variable will be separated by commas. First comma, name of the first variable you want to display, and second comma, name of the second variable you want to display. So first, for example, you have to write in the main function like character, char1, char2. So I have initialized two variable. Then I have to assign the values. Let's assign it as A. B. So now if we want to see two variable at a time, we have to write two specifier. Two format specifier, first one for first character number or variable, character variable. The second one is for second character variable. What are the variables? char1, char2. So after that, we have to maintain the sequence for the format specifier. If we want to see the first one, we have to write it in the first So after that we want to see character 2 or cat 2. So we have to write cat 2 after the comma. And in the last we have to give a semicolon, as you know. So let's try the code. Please everybody try it. Try to print 2 characters in a single line in one printf function. Give us space between these two, or otherwise we cannot detect the variable. So let's try to declare 2 variables. Please save this code for your further future. Suppose I am declaring first one is char1. So first data type, then name of the variable char1, name of the second variable cat2. Then I have to initially assign the value. So char1 is equal to a, and char2 is equal to b. So now I want to see those in one line. Okay. এখানে স্পেস দিতে বলছি। So for the first variable we have to write as format specifier %c, and for the next variable %c again. And now I first want to see character 1, so char1. Then I have to write the second one cat2. So now we can see now we can see A is printed here, after space B is printed. So 2 variable is printed in a single line.
Sir, open course.
Now we'll see a new program where we will take input from the user. So you will write the input. In the previous program, we have assigned some variable in the code. Suppose we have assigned A as a 10, but now we will assign the variable from our keyboard. So we will write something from our keyboard, and that will be taken as a input variable. So how we will do it? So first, it's like the printf, but its name is scanf. Scanf. Small letters, all are small letters. Then we have to write the format specifier. For integer type, %d we know. And next, there is a new thing. After the comma, we have to write a %. ampersand and the variable name. Variable name is suppose for example A. So if we write this, there will be a console generated in our screen that will take something input. As the input, that will take something. If we want to take integer, we have to write %d. If we want to take a float variable, we have to write scanf, same as the previous one. Now we have to write %f, and after the quotation and comma we have to write ampersand. Suppose the variable is b. So the total process is we have to declare the variable, then we will write scanf %d for the integer number and ampersand variable name. So let's write the whole code. If we want to write the whole thing, first declare a variable int a. We have declared a variable a. Next we have to write scanf %d for the specifier, and next ampersand a. So if we write this scanf %d ampersand a console will be generated, and console want to take something from you as the input. After giving the input, as usual we have to write printf and the specifier for printing some variable. So what is the name of the variable? A. We want to see a. So in this line, a will be taken as an input from your keyboard, and next a will be printed in your console. So please write this code in your code blocks. Let's see how it works. So first declare a variable. Let's declare it as int. So suppose int a is the variable. Then we have to write scanf for taking input, %d for integer, and add %. It is called ampersand. So what is the name of the variable? A. We have to write a. Next, in the next line, we want to see the variable we have taken as an input. So we have to write %d again, and the variable name. In the printf function there will be no ampersand, and in scanf function there will be ampersand before the name of the variable. Ampersand. So now we have print a, so write a. So the code is complete. Now we can see console is fully blank. It wants to take something from us. So suppose I am writing 115 and press enter. Then I can see 115 is printed. Or if I want to see something before the variable, suppose I want to write something, the number is, so I want to see the sentence, the number is, and after the colon I want to see the variable. So the number is, I have written the number is, and then %d for the integer specifier, and last the name of the variable. We cannot write anything between the scanf function in the double quotation. We can write only in the printf. Printf is for just displaying, and scanf is for taking input. So now we can see blank console. Suppose 500 we are giving as input, and next we can see the number is 500. If we want to give some message to the user that give us a number, we have to write it in the printf function. Suppose I want to display a sentence there. This is like this. Give a input or enter a number. I want to see enter a number before taking an input. So let's write enter a number. So first enter a number will be displayed, and next we have to wait. We will see there will be a blank screen for our input. If we write something integer, the number will be printed. Sometimes we want to give a message to the user that we want a number or a character or a float number for our input. So if we want to do this, we have to write in the printf function. We cannot write in the scanf function. Every message or sentence will be written in the printf function. Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
So we all learned how to print and take a variable from user. From user. We have already seen that. Now we will see how to take two different type of variable and print in the same line. So take a float type of variable from user and a character type of variable and print them in a line one after one. So please take two variable, one is float type and the next one is character type, and print them one after one. Print them in a single printf function. Single printf function, print them. What we have to do? We have to first take two variable. First one is float type and the variable name, and then character type and variable name. Then we have to write two scanf, or we can also write a single scanf. We'll see later. So write two scanf, one for the float type, one for the character type, and then print them in a one line. So we have to use two format specifier for float type %f and for character type %c. So let's see how we will do it. First we have to take a float type variable. Let's name it as my float. So the first one is float. We can also declare variable like this. We can write a comma and then declare char my char. So you can declare two type of variable by separating them comma. Next we have to assign the variables. But now we have to do scanf as we want to take input as from the user. So write scanf float type we have to write %f, and next ampersand variable name. Variable name is my float. So first one is done, and for the character type we have to write %c, and the variable name is myChar. So we have written two scanf function for taking input from the user, one for float type, another for character type. Now we have to print them. So for printing them we have to use printf function. We will use the float number is %. We have to use the specifier what for float num %f, and the variable name is my float. I want to see two variable in a single printf function. So let's try a next line. Then write the character is again format specifier, but for this we have to write %c as it is a character type variable. So %c, and next we have to maintain the sequence as we want to print %f, that means float type for the first. So we have to write the float variable in the first. Next we want to print the character type variable. So after giving a comma we have to write the character type variable name. So the variable name is myChar. So we have to write myChar after the float type. Sequence should be maintained, otherwise there will be an error. Write the program like this. As different type of variable type, we have to use separate lines. Now let's input first float number, suppose 1.25.
স্যার আমার এখানে সাধারণ যে ইগনোর করছে লাস্টের দিকে